Alright, class. Hands off your dicks. Eyes on me. First, let me just say happy Halloween. That's why I'm dressed like this. I don't usually... Is it cool if I lay it on thick today? Is it cool if I get real? Is it cool if a white boy like me says it like it is? Is it cool if a white speaks perfect Mignonese? Cause I got some stuff I want to say. One, I'll address the minion in the room. I'm not in my car today, in case you couldn't tell. It still smells of cigarette smoke from the last video, which was at this point almost a week ago that I recorded that. So we're doing this one in my bedroom today. And I gotta talk about something that I'm pretty passionate about. At least lately, I've been more passionate about it, and that's this. I'm very anti-goon right now. I'm very anti-gooner right now. It's gotten out of hand, and quite frankly, I don't think these people, they're too bold. They've gotten too bold. They used to be italicized. They're out in the open now. They got absolutely no shame, and they just be jerking they shit to anything and everything all the time. Anywhere. Just touching they ween. Broken they pickle. Doofing on their schmerts. It's just something that I'm a little sick of, really. And I used to be a young kid too, exploring his body, figuring out that you can just kind of crank that shit like a joystick in Pac-Man. But I feel like when I was like 15 years old, when I was a much younger individual doing this, it wasn't so out in the open. I feel like you were ashamed of it. You jerked off under the covers, lights off, eyes closed, like a man. And now it's like you just, these people, they're just so just bold and brazen about it, and just on every platform, everywhere you look, it's just gooner material and people losing their minds over stuff. Don't get me wrong. I like attractive big booty robots in my video games. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, when I'm just like browsing YouTube and I stumble upon like a short that is a thirst trap of a bug from a stick figure platforming game, what the fuck? Genuinely, what the fuck? Where have all the good men gone? Where are all the guards? The gloves make this really slippery, so I have to use two hands. I have to get the milk out with two hands. And that's an example of where I would say something, and then somebody else would be like, bro, what? You gotta get the milk out with two hands? Bro, you're crazy for saying that. As if that's not what I just did. I had to two hand that half gallon of milk because it would have slipped out with one hand because I got these fucking shitty ass cheap gloves. Yo, bro, that's what she said. People are so gooned out of their minds. You can't have a normal conversation without somebody being like, hey, yo, what did you say, bro? You want me to give you a hand? With like what, bro? Your cock? It's just kind of annoying. I feel like when I was a kid, like this stuff just didn't really... It wasn't so out in the open. It wasn't just everywhere you looked on every platform. There's weird AI Gooner game ads on YouTube. I'm just trying to watch my 3 hour-long Northern Lion compilation at 4x speed for the day, and I'm scrolling for the next one, looking for the next one, and it's this weirdly, completely unnecessarily sexual ad for a game that it's probably not real. I don't know. I've never actually tried to download any of it. I'm joined today by Count Chocula. 'Tis the season. I've had about 6 of these boxes this month. I have Count Choculitis. It's a really horrible, debilitating disease. There's no cure for it. They haven't found one yet. I feel like things have gotten more degenerate, and I'm gonna blame that on this normalization of it. Really, it's let people do what they want bullshit, and I'll kind of touch more on that later. But I feel like when I was a kid, I feel like back in the day, if you wanted to look at some kind of zornographic content, I don't think YouTube likes the word porn, so I'm gonna really try to avoid saying the word porn this video. But if you wanted to jerk your shit to some porn, you had to like actively go on these websites. But now it's like there's ads on YouTube. Every other bitch and her mom is trying to promote their OnlyFans on Facebook. Whores got their tits out, sitting in a hot tub, going live on Twitch. And I'm a big advocate for autonomy. People can do what they want. I just wish people weren't so just gooner right now, on such a gooner frenzy. Again, people will do what they want with their lives. I don't want to take that away from them. But I wish that we lived in a society that had a culture that was more ashamed of this reality rather than just being so open with it. There was just that incident where a couple of girls on Twitch went live and started like twerking on a dude or something. Like just straight up sexual harassment and assault on a guy live, and I think they got banned for like 24 hours, 8 months after the fact. So it's definitely normalized. It's not frowned upon to behave this way. One is AI, and I don't. This isn't like an AI hate rant. I don't really know a lot about it. I'm a dumbass, so I'm not that optimistic. I don't think it's ever gonna be that cool. I think it's gonna be another 100+ years before we get prosthetic limbs that are better than the flesh and bone that God gave us. God's a lot smarter than these AI models, I'll tell you that. And even then, AI it's more of a new trend. It's not really a big contributor to how we got here in the first place. And like I mentioned earlier, I think that really comes down to this normalization of like sexually explicit things, and it's gotten out of hand. I know less about sex than anyone. I didn't find out that women were real until like 5 years ago. I thought that shit was made up. Like going freaky mode with a big booty Latina that you met at a bar while plastered off the candy yankle. Just, I don't know, it doesn't sound appealing to me. And I know I'm in the minority in that. I understand that. I accept that. That I don't think there's anything wrong with being like a sexually motivated person. It's too crass for me. I'm a pinky out, sipping my tea kind of guy. Slamming shit together. But it's gotten to the point where the amount of effort that you need to put in to receive some amount of sexual gratification is basically none. The ceiling is down here, but the value people get out of it, the dopamine high, it's in the stratosphere. There's no more under the covers missionary, lights off, eyes closed sex anymore the way God intended. It's all like weird, hanging upside down over a vat of acid, James Bond shit. Which, in all fairness, kind of sounds fun. It's like an escape room. An escape room with sexual elements. Somebody write that down. And I know how it happened. And people still do make this mistake. It's people hear about these weird fetishes, and then they're like, well, I don't care what two consenting adults do behind closed doors. You should care, because they're fucking freaks. There are freaks and they're weirdos with their vats of acid. When you start telling people about it, it's weird. And because of the internet and because of all these groups, they all get together, all these freaks and weirdos, and they start talking about it and like, wow, there's a lot more of me than I thought. There's a lot more acid jerkers out there than I thought. And so you end up with these groups of people that are sharing all this stuff, and then it's spreading like a disease. And then people have been too passive about it, being like, well, it's okay, they're just keeping it to themselves. Until they don't. Until it's out in the open, until it's on the front page of Twitch, until it's on YouTube ads, a website that kids are going to be on. until they're parading it in the streets, on public streets, in view shot of children. Be a freak in your home, on your own time, close the blinds, do it under the cover of darkness, turn all your lights off. If you haven't done that, you have not done that. Now I know about it. I'm sickened. It's gross. First off, sex isn't real, and y'all better not be having any if it is. Don't know how else to say it other than it's just gotten so grotesquely and perversely out of hand. Everybody's a disgusting pervert now, and they're proud of it, especially women. Women be reading those books, bro, Glory Hole Milking Farm or whatever. That's vile. I don't know why they're sharing it on TikTok like it's actually some impressively written text written by an artist of some renown. It's not. It's just some gooned out author writing a gooned out book for a bunch of gooned out people. In all fairness, that's the free market. I'm not necessarily mad that it exists. I'm mad that it's gotten to the point where it's so easy for it to exist, if that makes sense. I love hating on women because I'm sexist. I certainly can't just fault the women for this because guys have been doing the same thing forever. Yeah! I'm a minority here. As a white man like me in the minority, I don't believe this. But yeah, like I have a hard time faulting women for it because it's just gotten to that point. Everybody's doing it. You know, the women are jerking off to monsters. Guys have been jerking off to monsters for a long time now. Monster girls are especially popular with dudes. And I get the appeal. The monster's on the outside. Don't look at my analyst. Don't go there. I saw recently there was like a company that's trying to do like a robot in your house, kind of humanoidish robot in your house to do chores. We can't have that shit. We cannot have that shit. The first thing, nobody wants a clanker in their house. The second you put commercially available robots that are affordable, bro, everybody's getting jerked off by a robot. It's 5 years. 5 years. This is the future. Because you know what happened? You know what it was like 5 years ago? 5 years ago. I swear 5 years ago. I was making fun of my one friend for liking feet. Like feet was, like 5 years ago, feet was still kind of, you were an outsider. You were an outsider if you liked feet. It was a little unconventional. People thought it was gross. Now that's like one of the mainstream ones, man. I feel like I'm just like a jaded boomer, just getting mad at the kids for having fun. Because I am. I'm actually on all three of those things. It's just so crass. People are so degenerate, and they're way too comfortable with that degeneracy. Happy Halloween, everyone. I don't know if I already mentioned that. All of the spooky movies are coming out. And you know what I realize is they're not really spooky movies anymore. It's gooner material. Still, horror and horny are just two sides of the same coin, it seems. Oh no, a ghost girl is gonna crawl out of my TV? Please, God, I hope that doesn't happen. I will not be held responsible for what happens if a ghost girl climbs out of my CRT. I think this is box number 7 that I've gone through this month. Alright, the gloves are coming off. Honestly, the eyewear might have to come off. These are the most uncomfortable goggles in the world. Whoa! I didn't realize how much that was restricting my field of view. Yeah, it's too late, unfortunately, too. I don't know what you can do. I really don't know what you can do about the whole situation. I don't know what the origins of furries are. I don't know if it was just some guy looked at a dog and was like... But... they've been around for a minute, for most of my life, if not all of it, and they're getting grandfathered in now. Is there smut music? Probably. Yeah, hip hop's been like that for a while now. And what year did WAP come out? And didn't they make a Kids Bop version of that song? Why? The next generation of doctors, scientists, and engineers are all being shot out onto like a tissue to some Fortnite skins. And as much as I want to say, like, whatever, you know, it's not that bad. Every study that they've ever conducted across gender, culture, whatever. It's porn is just bad for you. Lowers the amount of dopamine that you can actually produce overall. You suffer from just degenerate neuroplasticity, where the only thing that ever excites you is some weird freaky shit. Puts you in a situation where you just look at a normal girl and go, "Why the fuck is she 3 dimensional?" Yeah, so it's like I can't do anything except my own thing. You know, people are gonna be people, no matter what you do. I certainly can't police it. It'd be a fool's errand to try, so I won't. It just upsets me. And this whole kind of spiel is to kind of tie into what is coming up, and that is November. If y'all know November, try for 1 month just not be jorking yo shit like your life depends on it. Like it's a Wiimote in that Smarty Pants mini game. Legend has it. You didn't hear this from me, but legend has it. If you do all 30 days, Jesus personally comes down from heaven and shakes your hand. Verifiably true, actually. How normalized this has all become makes me more concerned for the future and well-being of humanity than the housing crisis, crime rates, every other old bullshit that's going down globally right now. Yeah. Yeah, you do it for so long, you unironically get like chronic erectile dysfunction. Not like I got it. I got the toggle switch in my brain, remember? I can turn that shit on whenever I want. But other people, no, it's like permanent. And then I don't know what you do. I guess all this AI stuff is coming out. Alexa, get hard. And like I know what to do. You have to create a culture in your society that just does not condone this type of stuff, this type of degeneracy. How we would go about doing that after we're already so far gone, I don't know. And I'm not trying to crack the code. I'm not trying to figure it out because again, I can't do anything except my own thing, and that's all I'm gonna keep doing is just big chillin' being me. Greg Jones' top 3 tips to not touch yourself during November. Tip number 1: find something better to do. Honestly, pick up an instrument. Maybe learn a language the month. See, to go all 30 days learning a language. See what you accomplish at the end of the month. Keep going after that. I wouldn't recommend playing like League of Legends. Tip number 2: be tired. Just have a very long, productive day. Do things throughout the day that are energy intensive. So do some exercise. Then at the end of the day, because I'm assuming this is an assumption. We got a lot of nighttime jerkers in the chat. I'm guessing. By the end of the day, when you get to that point, you're like, I'm too tired, bro. I'm going to bed. Tip number 3: sandpaper gloves. People go in 3 days not jerking off. They start thinking they're like a Buddhist monk, acting like they got some sage wisdom or what have you. I'm that. I don't think I'm better. I just think I'm morally superior in every way. Holy fuck. Holy fuck, Count Chocula. It's so good. Is there such a thing as ethical gooning, or is all gooning inherently unethical? And if it is, are there still ways of zorking it in such a way that it is looked upon more favorably in the eyes of the Lord? I don't know. Yeah, my advice is to just stop outright. And if that gets to be too difficult, it's just because you have really low willpower and you're a loser, really. That's all it means. And you should feel bad about that. Alexa, volume up. And if you're not jorking it, good for you. But if you're still doing like other sexual activities with other people, just be warned. There are studies out for that too that say more sexual partners you have, just the less fulfilling any relationship is, especially marriage. So Cautionary tale for those of you out there living the high life, living the promiscuous life. I don't want to fault people for thinking that what they're doing is okay. At the end of the day, society has absolutely egged you on. I feel a little bad for people. But yeah, class, that's the story of how I got my wiener stuck in a belt buckle and it changed my life forever. Yeah, if you're really gooned out, all hope is not lost, because I do believe anybody and everybody can turn their life. That's not true. There are people that actually can't do that. There's people that genuinely should not be allowed out on the streets. But you can be better. We can all, at the very least, be better every day. Even if you're glorbing to some like busty nuns or some shit, God's still gonna sit you down and let you into heaven if you at the end of the day repent, try to be a good person, and I do think He is still gonna sit you down and like do like a highlight reel of all the questionable shit you looked at. He's gonna be staring at you the whole time, like while you're sitting there sweating, going like, I don't remember this one. I don't think this happened. I think this is AI. I think this is Sora AI video. Get your hands off of your cock and onto like a frying pan and learn how to cook. If you were door dashing your meals and jerking it, like, come on. Yeah, I know I'm in the minority here. It's definitely not the ideal situation we'd all like to be in. I think that's for sure. You know, if we lived in a just world, I would probably be standing barefoot in the kitchen, pregnant with my third child, cooking up dinner. But we don't. We don't. And I'm sitting in a bathtub talking to 10 people on the internet why I think touching your meat is bad, while they're probably touching their meat. That's all I have to say on the matter for right now. I'm gonna go jerk off.